What's up guys, my name is Chris, and yes, I cut my hair and I shaved my face and made myself look all nice and clean cut. Today is actually my friend's wedding, so I'm gonna be busy all day. So that being said, I actually have something very special. We have an interview with the EbSynth creative team, Scrt Wpns here. They're a product-based team and they're absolutely amazing people to talk with. And we're gonna be talking about things such as the state of development of EbSynth, where it's been, where it's going, some things they love about EbSynth and what the community's put out. And personally, what I think was the most fun was how EbSynth isn't actually an AI, and they actually go in depth of what it actually is and why they're wanting to make it. So that being said, let's get into it. Okay, so I guess just getting started with this, you want to just introduce yourselves?
So this is Šárka Sochorová.
Hi.
This is Jakub Javora, and
This is Ondřej Jamriška.
And together we are Scrt Wpns.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. I just have to say first off, the software is absolutely amazing. You guys have done something crazy, just with how it works and everything like that. So let's just go off the top right here. How long have you guys been working on EbSynth?
For like several years by now.
But it's been a long way. But EbSynth itself, it's been like a year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very
it's
nice.
kind of a complicated question because it started like something a little bit different and then it transformed and evolved. So in the end, there is an EbSynth with like lots of features. You know,
I gotcha.
Forward process.
But let me tell you how it started, okay?
Okay, go on.
Because Ondřej is a programmer and Jakub is an artist, and I'm something in the middle. And Jakub is a concept artist, so he designs beautiful paintings and he wanted to make them move. So he contacted Ondřej and asked him, hey, can you make a tool for me that will make my paintings move?
It sounds so simple.
And he did it.
And like
I gotcha.
5 years later, we have EbSynth.
So that's how it happened.
That's how it works.
The really simple, just like, hey, here's an idea, here's what I'm thinking, what do you think? And I got you. So
5 years later, element, you know,
right?
that's a pretty big element.
So you like EbSynth itself has been in development for the past year and a half, but the whole idea as a whole has been going on for about 5 years, you said, right?
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So going from that, when did it actually start taking shape into the software that we see now? Because obviously there was 5 years of like concept and like trying to get it going, but then this past year and a half is when it really accelerated and you started getting the software in of itself. But what was kind of the evolution for that for you guys? Like, were there any other iterations that you guys went through that changed it up a lot, or?
Yeah, there were actually several iterations, and I think the current version that's available right now started taking shape, I guess, this May, right?
May.
Because for a long time we had like a command line version with like no user interface, and some studios which we were in touch with were using it, and at some point we like to release this to the public, right? But if we did release just the command line version, I guess very few people would be able to use it. So we started thinking like, what's the like simplest user interface we can make for this? And
That's how it happened. Yeah.
Completely understand. That's awesome. So you just from going from y'all's Twitter, you've had a lot of you shared a lot of different things on there. So far, what has been your favorite use of EbSynth that you guys have seen? Because I saw Draw with Jazz that he released a whole video on how he was fixing movies or changing movies with that, and then a couple other people were like putting Jackie Chan's face on them, or a couple other people's face on them. What is the most creative thing that you guys have seen with EbSynth so far that you guys love?
So actually, for me and Jakub, it's some Japanese guy actually painted like a dog's face over his face, and made it like a talking dog, basically.
Yeah, he made it like a talking dog. It was like first of the early videos, so probably anybody knows about this video, but if you will find it very interesting.
Yeah.
Because
that's the goal for me to go find that now.
Really crazy. So when I've seen it, I was like, oh, EbSynth is doing something interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's like this talking dog, but
yeah. And to me, I am a huge fan of Doctor Who, and I never expected EbSynth to be used as a colorizing tool, but people in this community of Doctor Who have been using it to colorize the old episodes of Doctor Who, so that's my favorite use.
yeah, really? I think, and surprising, like surprising thing for all of us was when people started using EbSynth with combination with face up.
Yeah.
To make their faces older and moving in the video. It was interesting. Like we wouldn't think about this usage. Very good.
Yeah, because I've been looking around online, seeing all the different ways that people have used that, and specifically like with Face App. The first person I saw that did that was a YouTuber by the name of Black Mixture, and he did it with his he did it with FaceApp, and he just did like this short little video on it. And I was like, huh, that's just a really interesting concept with that. And that's where it led to me do my first EbSynth tests with FaceApp and getting interesting results the first couple times. And let's just say the face kind of smeared a little bit, and like my nose was where my eye should have been. And but a couple tries later ended up working out just fine. So going from this, I guess, what are your goals for the software in the near future? What are your hopes for this to keep developing? Obviously, you could keep developing in the way that you want, but what are your goals, timeline for the next like year and a half, 2 years?
Yeah, so I guess the goal number one is we would like to make it more interactive and basically more user-friendly. So we would like to have some like more extended interface where you can see a preview and
A timeline,
and also support for the automatic transitions between different keyframes. So yeah,
a lot of automation. Like we want people to have a nice time using EbSynth, so we want to remove all the bummers from it. So like setting each keyframe on a different row, setting the outputs, and this all will be gone, hopefully. So we just want a really nice interface, and we want to release a version that people might actually be happy using and not suffer.
Yeah, like basically this version currently you can download is an alpha version. Maybe you can see it in the headline. So we are now working on the full version, just like version 1 or something like this.
The official version.
Yeah, like official release. So that's like many of the features we are working on them right now and thinking about.
Yeah.
Very nice, very nice. So you guys talked about real-time previews and everything, like a full timeline that you guys want to implement to that. So going from there, are you guys hoping to kind of erase the need for importing to Premiere to, what do you call it? Have it sequential imports is what I'm trying to get to.
yes, absolutely.
That could be nice.
You will be able to input a video and output a video. No need for PNGs and sequences, but you can if you want to.
All right, so going from there, this is an interesting question that somebody had sent me in a private message. What are your thoughts of AI taking over various jobs like FX artists or animators or stuff like that using software such as this? I have my own thoughts on this, but I want to hear your all's thoughts before I get to that.
Me personally, I don't see that happening, actually.
Me neither, because AI actually takes a lot of control off the hands of the artists. So there will always have to be someone, some human input, someone who will control those artificial intelligence tools. So me neither. I don't think that they will take jobs from people. They might help them work faster, maybe.
Yeah, I think the same. Like they will make a better tools with AI. And maybe if you are specialized in like one task only, but it's very rare, you can transform, or you will use these tools for making your job much faster. So you will then do something a little bit different, but the result will be the same, but it will be more convenient and more fast. So I'm not afraid about losing jobs in industry in the huge numbers or something like this. I think it's false.
That's pretty much my thoughts with this. Just using the software, it's not taken anything out of my workflow. It's just made things a lot easier. Instead of having to do a like the Van Gogh effect over every frame and having to make a new keyframe for everything, having to create a overlay on every frame, it takes care of that for me. So it's less tedious work and more actually getting to the creative efforts of it. So I do agree 100% with that. And I just want to make sure his question got asked real quick. There was no username with that one. It was just a send in. Where would your end goal for this be for the software?
Oh, end goal. Wow.
End goal. Well, actually, we would love to see a lot more variety in animated movies, like artistic variety. Because now when you go to the cinema, you see 3D animated movies. They're beautiful, but they all look the same. So we hope that EbSynth might help actually the artists to put their authorship in their work. So you might be able to actually distinguish, like, this movie was made by someone. Just like when you go to the museum and you see paintings, you can distinguish Van Gogh from Salvador Dali. You might be able to distinguish movies, like animated movies. We would love to see, like, more variety, more interesting styles and hand-drawns on animations.
Understand.
Yeah, I can say the same thing. Like if it happened that in the future, there will be like a new animation movie released, and it wouldn't look like a Pixar style again. It will look like something completely different, different style, different artistic approach. And that would be like the super goal for me and for us, I think. So like to diverse more the scene in animation movies. Like it's actually kind of happening with Spider-Man into Spider-Verse. Mm-hmm. Like they picked a different approach, more like rough, not so polished. So to go towards this goal would be super, super nice. Like, and if EbSynth will help for this approach, like we would be like super happy. Like this would be like fulfilling goal.
Yeah. What about you?
So I would like to see it evolve into like some like problem solving tool. Because for example, I would like EbSynth to be something like layers. Because there was a time, like maybe 20 years ago or 30 years ago, when like no software had layers, right? Mm-hmm. So you only have your canvas and you have to like paint everything in place. And then at some point, there was like some first program which introduced layers. And now when you have some problem, you want to do something, you think about how to do it with layers, right?
Yeah.
And I would like to see something similar happening with EbSynth. So now when you want to achieve something, you think, oh, I will do this like using the EbSynth approach, right?
Yeah.
So something like that.
You said there's a lot of 3D animation and everything like that. And Into the Spider-Verse did something completely different with the 3D animation, more rough, it was sort of hand-drawn, but it was still 3D animation at the same time. In my opinion, I think that EbSynth is a great software for that, because just seeing how you guys have used EbSynth with some, some of your paintings and such, it really did create just a whole new animated art style, and I can definitely see this being used for something similar to the Vincent van Gogh movie, Loving Vincent, how everything was hand-painted and everything. I think that's just really, really interesting. There was a question that somebody had asked on Black Mixture's channel, way back, I think it was like a couple months ago, whenever he first did the Face App video for it. They said that they think that this could have redone the entirety of Loving Vincent in its style. Would that be something that would interest you guys? Like, just not the fact to replace it, but just to show that it could be done with that. Do you think that'd be interesting?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
We hope so. We actually, we were in contact with the creators of Loving Vincent. And while they were working on their film manually, we were developing, or Ondřej at that time was developing a style transfer tool. And the main motivation in the beginning was actually to help the creators of Loving Vincent make this faster. So actually, yes, we hope that it might be used in those scenarios where, you can create a whole feature movie in a hand-drawn animated style without having to paint each frame separately.
If you could work with any creative, like any director, animator, style person or artist, to use your software for their video vision short film, what would it be for each of you?
So for me, it would be David Lynch, because I love him. He's amazing. So the opportunity to work with him would be amazing.
I love, she makes fan art. It's Alice Zhang, and she makes beautiful, beautiful paintings. And I would love to see some of the movies that she makes the fan art of, like in her style.
Yeah, like I love some concept art painters. Like the most famous guy is Craig Mullins. He has such a personal, amazing, heavy style. So to see animation in this style would be like fulfilling dream. I would like to really see this thing.
Do you have anything you want to say to anybody who just wanting to know more about EbSynth or anything?
Should we say that EbSynth is not AI?
Well, that's what most people call it. So if you want to clarify on that.
It's kind of confusion, but technically it's not AI. It's like confusing term in these days, AI,
AI is a buzzword. Everybody loves that. And when they don't understand something, they say, oh, this must be artificial intelligence. And they think of it as a good thing, which in many cases it might be. But EbSynth is not artificial intelligence or neural network. It's an algorithm for texture synthesis, and it's actually a good thing. So because it gives you back the control that you need as an artist. It's not some clever black box that will take your painting and transform it into something else. So EbSynth actually really respects the painting that it's been given, and it's not responsible for the appearance of the outcoming video. It's just a technology that transforms still images into moving images into videos, but it's not AI.
And we care about it because
we kind of
we
care,
want to.
yeah.
We want to when the artist inputs some of his painting into the program, we actually want to preserve as much of his like original details, original content as
Brush
possible.
strokes, everything.
Yeah, which is not really possible with neural networks in these
Yeah.
days. They are doing their own thing in this black box, and
Yeah.
you cannot control it very well. But with EbSynth, we are trying to design the approach. You could be able to control as much as you can, like flickering,
Yeah.
this kind of stuff, which you cannot do it if you're doing by hand. It's gonna flicker every time, but with EbSynth, you can like change the setup to not flicker or flicker a lot.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Yeah, we just want to tone down the hype, like, because everybody thinks that artificial intelligence is something amazing and that EbSynth has to be artificial intelligence. It's not, and not everything that's cool has to be artificial intelligence, and this is the case. So we just want to mention that.
All right. Well, what do you call it? Where are some places that people can actually come and find you guys at? Some social medias for you guys.
Oh, we are on Instagram.
Facebook and Twitter.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
YouTube, of
And
course.
YouTube.
Yeah.
That's all.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for doing this interview. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to add to that. You guys are just awesome. Thank you guys for joining us today. And that was the interview with the EbSynth team. If you guys really enjoyed this video, click that subscribe button down below and click that little bell icon to get notified. Follow all their social medias. Follow their Instagram, their Twitter, all their different things. They post all sorts of amazing things, their process, what they do, how they do these things. And it's honestly just really interesting. It's really fun. I love seeing everything they put out. And with that being said, I actually have a tutorial playlist for my EbSynth uploads right up here. And right over here is actually a playlist, not a playlist, a video that YouTube is saying you guys are going to enjoy. And I don't know what that is, so good luck with that. And that being said, I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next upload. Peace out, guys.